for our pre-recorded lecture on computer system organization. So we have the following index: evolution of computers, so history of computing, basic computer and its operation, functional components and their interconnections, classification of computers. So we have the software concepts, types of software, system software, utility software, and application software. So in the evolution of a computer, the development of the modern day of computer was a result of advanced technologies and man's need to quantify. So let's just look at some of the important milestones in the evolution of computers. So these are the following milestones. So in different generations, the earliest computing tool before it was abacus. The abacus was invented in 3000 BC in Babylonia. The beads on the rods to count and calculate still widely used in Asia. So basically, it's also used for as a calculator before. So as you can see, these are the beads. Each bead has its corresponding denomination from ones till thousands. So we have the slide rule. So the slide rule is actually being built by Charles Napier in 1630 based on Napier's rules for logarithms used in until 1970. So it's like a plain ruler, but it's actually more of a special measurement tool, okay, for logarithms. Then we have Pascal's adding machine. In 1642, French mathematician named by Blaise Pascal invented a calculating machine named as the adding machine, or should I say called Pascaline. The machine was capable of doing addition and subtraction. So there were actually two introduced arithmetic operations before. So addition and subtraction. The device is known as the first calculator of the world. Then we have Leibniz calculator. In 1671, Gottfried Leibniz, a German mathematician, improved the adding machine and made a few machines capable of performing multiplication and division also. So it can actually perform all four arithmetic operations. Then we have Jacquard's loom in 1801, the first stored program with metal cards. First computer manufacturing is still in use today. Okay. So we have Babbage's different engine. Charles Babbage was a British mathematician. In 1822, he designed a machine called difference engine. It aimed at calculating mathematical tables. Since the terminology was not advanced at the time, this machine could not be made. So hindi na ituloy ito dahil with some technical issues with regards to this machine. But apparently, he was able to invent the second machine. You call this the analytical engine. In 1833, Charles Babbage designed a machine called the analytical engine. It had almost all the parts of a modern computer. Unfortunately, this machine could not be built because of lack of technology. His designs remained a concept. His great design earned him the title of father of computers. So we have Lady Ada. So this is actually the Lord Byron's daughter. Ada is the Countess of Lovelace. So suggests to Babbage that he use the binary system in his machine. So she wrote the programs for this analytical engine in 1840, becoming the world's first computer programmer. Hollerith tabulating machine. So Hermann Hollerith is the mathematician who invented the fast counting machine named tabulating machine in 1880. This machine was used by the American Department of Census to complete their 1880 census data. So ginamit ito for pagbibilang ng census at the time in 1880. Then we have Mark I computer. Howard Aiken of Harvard University in USA joined hands with the company IBM. He developed a computer named Mark I in 1943. So it could perform mathematical operations very fast, and it could perform one operation per second. So we have the ENIAC. The first electronic computer, ENIAC, was developed in 1946 by a team led by Professor Eckert and Mauchly at the University of Pennsylvania in USA. Electronic numerical integrator and computer was very huge and very fast. It could solve 5,000 operations per second. So if you can imagine how big the computer is at that time, it's just the size of the room. See? So Intel 8080 processor. In 1974, the Intel 8080 processor was introduced. It became the basis for the first personal computers. So basically, these are self-explanatory. So we have the just read the basic information about the computer. It's an electronic device, accepts storage input, manipulates results, output results under direction of stores, programs, and instructions. So the characteristics are the following of a computer is we have speed, accuracy, diligence, not afflicted to tiredness or monotony, lack of concentration like human beings, reliability, versatility, so it can work types of data like sound, graphics, and audio, and memory. So what is data and information? Data is actually raw facts. So example, India, 200, 4, cricket, wicket. Information, on the other hand, is meaningful and arranged form of data. These are organized data. Example, India's score in cricket is 200 for 4 wickets. So hardware, the two types of elements of a computer, we have the hardware and the software. So this is actually very self-explanatory. So it refers to the physical components of the computer. So example, CPU, memory, and input and output devices. For the software, we have the programs that were installed in your computer. So these are set of instructions. So a firmware is like pre-written program that is permanently stored in ready-only memory BIOS or basic input-output services. Instructions are an example of firmware. Liveware is the term generally used for the people associated with and benefited from the computer system. So we have the classification of computer systems. So the first one is on the basis of technology. We have the generations. On the basis of purpose, on the basis of size and speed, and on the basis of how it functions. So for the basis of technology, we have the generations of computers that were built in different ages or even different years. For the purpose, we have general purpose and special purpose computers. On the basis of size and speed, we have micro, mini, and supercomputers. So in the basis of how it functions, we have the analog, the digital, and the hybrid computers. So in generation of computers, each generation of computer is characterized by major technological development that fundamentally change the way of computers operate, resulting in increasingly smaller, cheaper, more powerful, more efficient, and reliable devices.